Hello. Hopefully. So I've gone live. Can you track the post? Okay, there we go. Hey Daniel, how are you? Give me a few minutes. We're gonna go be live in like 3 minutes, okay? Can you hear me? Okay, awesome, guys. Yeah, just a few minutes. Daniel, what happened? Okay, just 1 second here. And 1 second. Sorry, guys. Hey, can you hear me, Win? Win, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Hi, Win. Are you here? Hi, Win. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, how are
Can you
you?
hear me?
Yeah,
Are we
I
live?
can
There you go.
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you
Sweet.
clearly.
All right. Hey, guys.
Hi, Daniel.
How are you guys?
Okay.
Good to be on
Good,
the
thank
show.
you.
Okay.
Hi,
Hey,
Winnie.
Daniel,
Hi,
how are you?
Danish.
Good, good.
Good, thanks.
So thanks for joining.
Happy to know.
Yeah, so we are live, and we'll take questions. So when you have the questions, you can ask questions to Daniel, and I'll
Yeah,
put
cool.
in the group comments as well. So hi guys, my name is Nilesh Mathur. I'm the co-founder for SaaS Tribe, and have with me Win. Win, why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll introduce Daniel, who's the founder of Writerzen.
Yeah, hi, I'm Nguyen Perini, co-founder of SaaS Tribe, and yeah, hand it over to Daniel. So Daniel is joining us today to talk about Writerzen, and I'm
Yeah. Hi
pretty
guys. I'm
excited
Daniel, the
to
founders
hear
of
what he's had to say. So yeah,
Writerzen. All right. Hey guys.
awesome.
Daniel
All right,
here,
let's jump into it.
the
So
founders of Writerzen. I'm sure many of you have who has used our tool, you must have hear or heard or see me on a lot of our tutorial videos. So today is my honor to really sit down and talk to Winnie and Nilesh and share a little more on a personal level with who we are and what we do at Writerzen. So thanks you guys for letting me on the show.
Excellent, Daniel. So
cool.
most
Awesome.
welcome. I know
Thanks so
a
much.
few of our community members are already very familiar with Writers, and I've seen a few posts in. Of course, feedback is most welcome. We have quite a few viewers as well, which shows the interest in Writers End. So thanks, Joe, Jason, Sam, Wilson, and everybody else who's watching. Please comment, because we are going to do a draw, and based on the questions, we're going to enter the names in the draw who's watching the live. And Daniel has been very generous enough to give 2 Writerzen codes, so lifetime accounts, to 2 possible winners. So 2 different winners. So we're going to do that. So please be engaged, ask questions, and I hope you win something and get out of this. Live. What is Writerzen? I think it's a fantastic tool. But go ahead, Win. Why don't you start? And,
Yeah, I think this topic deserves a little bit of introduction because, like many of you who are going to be watching this,
Yes.
I've bought most of the tools that have come along in Appsumo and other places when it comes to content writing. So many of you have got Phrase.
Most
That is a
welcome. We have quite a few.
bit of issues going on with Phrase at the moment. Nice to see Tommy Rowe in the group as well. We've got Phrase, which is an awesome product. Got Market Muse, which is a slightly different product again, and Blogly, and I didn't buy a Paste, but those are all great products in and of themselves. But if any of you have tried to sit down and write a piece of content from scratch when it comes to developing your content strategy for your business, you'll have most of you will probably have run into similar issues to me, where you get a bit of a mind block and you go, okay, well, which keyword am I writing about? Which topics am I writing about? Which one am I even likely to rank for, given the competitive landscape? And when you run into what's called a complexity ceiling, that's when things shut down. So your productivity shuts down. As a result, you stop doing the thing that you should be doing, which is creating excellent content for your audience. And so you don't get the results, which is a real shame, especially when you have so much power under your fingertips with the tools that we have available to us these days. So what made me reach out to Daniel was that I saw people starting to talk about Writerzen, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Well, how is this actually better than Phrase? And the feedback that I heard was, in some aspects, Phrase is still an awesome tool, but there's something that Writerzen does really well that you've got to check out, and it's to do with what's called keyword clustering, and makes keyword research really quite straightforward. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because that's where I'm running into trouble. So reached out to Daniel, and Daniel was kind enough to join us, and we've already had a bit of a talk. So if it sounds like we're leading a little bit, we are, because we want you guys to enjoy the benefit of what Daniel's got to say. And I think Daniel and his business, Writerzen, are both really interesting. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Daniel, for joining us today, and looking forward to actually everyone hearing what you have to say.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, me.
Let's get started.
That was a great introduction.
Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, carry on. I'm talking across you. There's a bit of a lag. Sorry.
No. There's a bit of a lag, so I will take my time to let it finish first. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up the part, and I'll get into your question.
I apologize.
Okay. Well, just like Win said, I think there's so many tools right now in the market that are doing almost exactly the same thing, right? I mean, when it comes to content creation tool, there's divided into a few category of tools. You got tools that do specifically keyword research, right? And majority of these tools are very data driven. It gives you a lot of data. It gives you backlinks. It gives you competitors analysis. It gives you all these audit websites and all that stuff. It's harder to learn. You know, if you are just purely a content writer, you're gonna have a very hard time to kind of start, right? I mean, at first, for everything, it requires a learning curve, right? If you start with a certain tool that is a bit more complicated to do, you feel very exciting at first, but the excitement will slowly die down, and as you progress, and you feel like, oh man, I cannot really cater and get this kind of data, and I don't know how to make the best out of it, despite all this crazy knowledge base and sharing everywhere. So that's the first kind of tools, right? It's more data driven. It's more for tailored for professional SEO person, you know. But if someone who lower intake, who start out just purely want to write content, it's very difficult for them to get in. So the second set of tool is it's sort of content writing optimization. So like Phrase or Blockly, right, or even Postbase, you see that they do an extremely amazing job in starting to break down that barrier of entry where a content writer don't have to just purely write content, and they can access to all this research uh, departments right on their fingertips, right? Just one click and you'll see right away all the competitors, all the all of the knowledge base from everywhere, just purely on one page. So that's what Phrase and Blockly and some other tool does really well, right? And the last set of tool is the AI writing part, where you just kind of give them the idea, and then the tool will write for you the rest, right? The rest of the part of the content. So these three tools, it's actually serve the same kind of workflow. So a workflow for a 2021 content writing, digital content writer, if you want to do, is you really have to learn a certain aspect of keyword research and topics in order to know what you write about, because it's not simply writing good things. It has to be writing the right thing, right? And the right thing requires you to do some research on the keyword that you want to put in, the kind of topic you want to discuss about. You have to learn at least the basic of developing your content silos and that kind of triangle things to kind of boost for the main topic. And then from there, you have to learn to integrate that part into a content writing piece, into a content writing tool, and in which the content writing would actually show you exactly what you need to look for in terms of competitive analysis and the keyword to include, and then you publish though. Well, and then you start writing. And if you know, in some sense, if you have a good tool, then you have AI writing to support you. But I don't really believe in long form writing, because long form writing just give you a good piece of writing, but it doesn't give you the right piece of writing. I mean, it's gonna give you a piece of writing that you don't have to feel creative about it, but it's not gonna give you the piece of writing that actually gets viewers, right?
Sorry, Daniel, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but the users are reporting a little bit of a lag in between the video. I'm not sure exactly what is happening here, but I am going to see just give me 1 minute, right? Because I'm going to see what can be done here.
Okay.
If not, we can just reconnect as well. Again, start a session.